And good evening, everybody. Welcome here as we get ready for our second road course stop. This is race number 10 of Season 3 of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series, and we are here at a debuting track. This is Gravity City Industrial Zone, and we are getting ready to go racing for 23 laps. If you didn't tune into the Almond Joy Series race, we were racing at Tula Circuit in Russia for race number 9, and that was actually a really good road course race. And from what I saw here from our knockout qualifying session, we should be in for a very interesting race here as well. This track is not exactly what you would call spacious, and these drivers are going to be standing starts, I should mention, here today, with double wide formation. So this should be very, very interesting, especially in the first few laps before everything starts getting spread out and drivers are able to indicate, okay, this is where I am on track, this is where I need to be. On the pole position is Blaine Keys in the number 8 U.S. Army Chevrolet out of Sega Motorsports. Alongside of him will be Cody Lamas in the 48. And I talked with Cody before this race, and he said that this, he thinks, is one of their best chances of winning because their biggest problem this season has been qualifying. So we'll see what he's able to do as he will line up on the inside, or the outside rather, of row number 1. We're going to show you right now your starting lineup for this race because, as mentioned, it'll be a standing start. As soon as the engines fire and they roll off, the race begins. They will not have a pace lap to be able to go around. We will not have a pace lap to be able to show you the starting lineup. We do have two drivers that are making their Hersheys Cup Series debuts in this field. The 4 of Daniel Gilbert out of Michael Norman Motorsports and the 41 of Jay Jefferson. So those two will be making their rookie debuts here today at a very tricky and windy road course. And one driver makes his return to a Hersheys Cup Series field for the first time since last season, Season 2. That is James Qualls in the 70. So we'll see what he can do. A couple of other drivers back there making only their second starts of the season. Kev Shear in the 30, Lyndon Wright in the 81. We haven't seen him since the 500. And Matt McIntyre.
Driver, start your engine!
And there is the command to fire him up. Let's get ready. As soon as the flagman waves the flag, we are green and underway. Waiting on him, waiting on him. There's the green, we're underway. Green flag is out here at Gravity City Industrial Zone. And everybody trying to get what they can heading into the first corner. Cody Lamas gets the race lead. Jessica Schulten moves into second. Last week, trouble in the back already. One car around, that's Dylan Poteet. There were several others, but I couldn't tell who they were. And immediately at the drop of the green flag, we are under the caution flag here. But they got to race it back around. One car hit the wall hard back there. That was Nathan Hudson, and he spun right back in front of traffic. It's the first time these drivers have encountered this racetrack. They're learning the ins and outs of it and learning the loopholes and the problem spots of it here very early on the very first lap of this race. But Cody Lama showing the way, Jessica Shelton second, Benjamin Miles there in third. So right now you've got NW Racing first and third place in the 48 and 42. Tim Walsh got a little wide off that corner, hits the wall. And I think we're going to have quite a number of replays to look at here under this caution. Whoa, look at there. A little loosey-goosey off that turn was Cody Lamas and just about everybody else. Whoa, another car back there almost gets into the wall. That was Leon Alvarez, I believe. It was either Alvarez or Joseph Srigley. I believe it was Alvarez, and Alvarez has got some damage now on the right side as a result. But we're about to get back to the start-finish line here, and we are now under the caution. There, the flagman waves it, and there's Nathan Hudson's car on pit road. At least 3 incidents taking place here on the very first lap that I know of, and right there you see the skid marks of the first one that involved Dylan Poteet and others. We are under caution. The pace car getting ready to pick up Cody Lamas and the rest of the field, and we will take this opportunity to look back at a replay of what took place, chaos taking place here on the very first lap of this race at Gravity City Industrial Zone. Let's start first with the incident involving Dylan Poteet, and yup, I said this isn't exactly a spacious road course, and they tried 3 wide. Kat Tellier, realizing this isn't going to work, tries to kind of pinch Brandon Gonzalez down, but Dylan Poteet slides wide off the corner. Tellier gets the big brunt of the hit there into the wall, and Joshua Sekuli gets clipped. He spun around in front of the field, and everybody trying to scatter to avoid. Fortunately for Dylan Poteet, the spin didn't continue down towards the wall there just ahead of him. Otherwise, he could have sustained a lot more damage. So basically 4 cars involved in that one. Poteet, Gonzalez, our winner from Infineon Cat Tellier, as well as the 73 of Joshua Sekuli. So that is what brought the caution out. But we had a lot more incidents take place, so let's take a look at incident number 2. This one, I believe, involving Nathan Hudson. Well, Hudson might have gotten a little bit of help here. He's running behind the Young Motorsports teammates, Dylan Young, JT Bryant, who are rubbing doors. And right here, Trent Dunham. Yeah, Trent's just going to get him in the right rear, hook him. And these are not safer barriers. Now look at the hit that Hudson takes right there. Oh, man. Spins right back up, almost clips Trent Dunham. And then right in front of Carson Scott. Scott avoids, but here comes Garrett Sidner. And Sidner clobbers him. And then look out, Lyndon Wright and James Qualls just barely getting through. But Garrett Sidner, one of the go-or-go-homers that raced his way into this event. And there's Daniel Gilbert, Jay Jefferson, who I guess wisely decided to kind of hang back. They're just barely going to make it by Hudson's car as well. So it looks like Nathan Hudson, Garrett Sidner, looks like their night is going to end very early. Next incident involves the 33 of Leon Alvarez, and right here you can see he's going to go wide off the corner, gets into Jake Baskinger. Nothing really that Baskinger did wrong. And Baskinger, to make sure he makes the corner, just turns it hard right. And it kind of forced Leon Alvarez's Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet down into the wall there. So that's what happened to him. That was basically all the incidents that took place during this first lap. We'll have a single file restart, so maybe, just maybe, we'll get in some green flag racing now that everybody's got all the craziness of double wide and 3 wide out of their system. I think, but we'll find out. So we get ready to go back to green. Cody Lamas is your current race leader. Well, apparently we got back green, and I missed it. So apparently this is one of those road courses where they run one pace lap and then they go back to green. But we're back with live action. We're on lap 4 of 23. Cody Lamas showing the way. His teammate Benjamin Miles now challenging Jessica Shelton for the 2nd position. And to my knowledge, we actually are still under green flag conditions. Yes, we are. As Cody shows the way, drivers out after the incident that we just saw. Well, we actually have 2 drivers out of the race that I wasn't exactly aware were out of the race, and that is Dylan Young, JT Bryant. A couple of Young Motorsports teammates are out of the races. Daniel Voyles just got the wall back there. And also Nathan Hudson, Garrett Sidner we saw take the hard lick over in, I believe it was right here, this section of the road course. Cody Lamas still showing the way. You got Jessica Shelton there in 2nd. Battle is on for that spot. Benjamin Miles trying to make it an NW Racing 1-2 right now. Blaine Keys, the pole sitter, back in 4th. Daniel Voyles, despite getting the wall, back in 5th. And Sean Galligan. A lot of, rumors swirling around this guy. Our Daytona 500 winner finds himself coming into tonight's race 28th in the point standings. He really needed a good run tonight to get himself away from 30th in points. Because remember, if he falls outside the top 30 in points, doesn't matter how many wins he's got. Doesn't count towards a chase spot. Right now, Sean Galligan running in the 6th position, just trying to have a solid night. Maybe have himself in position to maybe pick up a victory here tonight. But you got Tim Walsh right behind him in 7th. 8th place, Joseph Wrigley. Sanford in 9th. And there's our winner from Talladega last week, Cole Baker. Right now up inside the top 10. Number of drivers were on pit road under that caution, getting damage repaired. There's Lyndon Wright. You see a lot of rear end damage on his machine. Not too far ahead, you've got Cat Tellier. Got involved in the first incident on the first lap. Brandon Gonzalez the same as Dylan Poteet as well. Joshua Sekuli. There was another car. There he is, Matt McIntyre, who I believe was the car that ran into the back of Lyndon Wright. They had to bring that car down pit road and remove the hood on his machine. And Jay Jefferson trying to have a solid rookie debut here. He also ended up getting some damage as well. I think they had some kind of a stack up here under caution, and that's how these drivers sustained the damage that they currently have. Kev Shearer also, you can see there, in the 30 car, has got some damage on both the left side and a little bit of damage on the rear. So So as we drop back here, oh, caution's out! Caution's out for the second time tonight. Just saw the lights on the pace car. So Cody Lamas will lead them down here for our second yellow flag of the evening. And the pace car will pick him up. So right now Cody Lamas has dominated this race so far, 6 laps in, and now our second yellow flag. And see if we can find out who exactly it might have been for. Might have involved Emmanuel Hartnett and James Richardson. They've actually fallen quite a ways back here, and I think they could very well be part of the reason why this caution flag is out. So our winner from Eldora and former chaser last season, James Richardson, apparently look like they could be the reason for this yellow. We will come back next time in time for the green flag, I assure you. Don't worry about that. But we're going to go back and look at a replay of what put us under our second caution of the evening here at Gravity City Industrial Zone. Well, trying to see if we can get a good camera angle to be able to figure out how exactly this began. James Richardson and Emmanuel Hartnett racing side by side for position, and Richardson slides off the corner. Hartnett drove it deep in. They make contact, and Hartnett's car just gets really loose off the corner. He tries to save it, can't do it, gets into Richardson. Also, Michael Norman getting a slight piece of that, too, in the 3 car. Oh, and then Richardson got a shot there from our winner from Texas, Dallas McIntosh, in the 16. So McIntosh also involved in this incident that we did not realize. And also a shot right there from Zachary Fitzwater. So what looked like it was about a 2-car incident actually is about a 5-car incident. If you have Emmanuel Hartnett, James Richardson, also can throw in McIntosh, Norman, and Fitzwater. And that is what put us under the caution here for the second time here tonight. Let's go back now for the restart, which we will get to see this time. Pit stops are taking place here. Cody Lamas, Jessica Shelton, they came down pit road, but a number of drivers decided to roll the dice and stay out. Very interesting strategy. Those drivers including Benjamin Miles, Sean Galligan, Daniel Voiles, and Tim Walsh. And you can see we've gotten the indication of 1 lap to go, so we'll stay live. We'll bring up the ticker, and doesn't look like anybody out of the race after that last incident that took place. So one NW Racing car gives up the lead to pit. Another NW Racing car inherits the lead, Benjamin Miles. Miles was a 2-time winner last season, was a chase contender as well, and was actually in the title picture at the season finale of Auto Club. Looking for his first win of the year here in Season 3. Sean Galligan looking for win number 2 after winning the Daytona 500. Daniel Voiles looking for his first win, period. And Tim Walsh is looking for his first win since Season 1 Atlanta. It's been that long since he's been to victory lane in the Hersheys Cup Series event. Drivers off pit road will line up 5th on back. Blaine Keith got out ahead of Cody Lamas, so he'll restart 5th. Lamas will be 6th, Wrigley 7th, Baker 8th. Shelton dropped back to 9th for the restart, and defending champion Chris Dodd will complete the top 10. So this will be interesting. Very interesting. The top 4 deciding to stay out. They're more than likely going to have to pit under green, but the question is there another pit stop these drivers will have to make that might cycle it back around to these 4 if the thing remains green to the end? And that's a big if. Benjamin Miles following the pace car. They'll come through the final corner and down to the straightaway here. Flagman with the green flag in his hand, about to wave it. And it's out. Green flag back out on lap number 8. I thought maybe, just maybe, you might see the top 4 dive onto pit road at the drop of that green flag. But no, they decided not to. They are still out there, and this is going to give us an indication of just how much fuel can possibly be saved under caution as well. Sean Galligan, he wants by for the race lead. Good grief. He is just pounding the back bumper of that New York Yankees Chevrolet. Dives to the inside here. He'll get the advantage. Miles with the preferred line through this corner, but Galligan pinches him, door slams him, and moved Galligan to the lead. Textbook road course pass by Sean Galligan, moving Miles out of the way. And Sean Galligan now goes to the top position, but while we hype up this battle for the lead, keep in mind, Galligan, Miles, Voiles, and Walsh have yet to come to pit road under this race. Everybody else has been to pit road at least once under this most recent caution. So as things stand right now, the driver to inherit the lead when and if those four pit would be the pole sitter, Blaine Keys, who currently is situated in the 4th position right now. Oh, we're under caution. We are under the yellow flag again. 3rd time tonight that the yellow flag waves. And this may be a blessing in disguise for the 4 drivers who decided to stay out, because this gives them the opportunity now to pit under caution and not lose as much track position as they would if they pitted under green flag conditions. Wow, there's a lot of skid marks right there. I think that's where the incident may have occurred. And let's see who it could have involved. Oh my goodness, wow. Manuel Hartnett, Michael Norman. Black smoke pluming out of both their Chevrolets. Rookie Matt Haas, 2-time winner this season, apparently collected in this. Carson Scott has got damage as well. So it's like a pretty big incident taking place here on lap number 8. And Matt Haas, 2-time winner this season, currently sits in the number 1 seed for the current chase standings. Pulls into his pit stall, and they're calling it a night. So Sean Galligan leads us here under this yellow flag. Let's go back, take a look at the replay of what brought out this caution flag. Second incident of the night, our Eldora race winner Emmanuel Hartnett's been involved in. Watch up ahead there. Carson Scott, Matt Haas, and it may be almost shades of what happened earlier with Trent Dunham and Nathan Hudson. I think the 78 might hook the 38 in his right rear. Right there, yep, it's exactly what happens. Turns Carson Scott down towards the inside wall, and watch the hit Carson takes. Bam! Right back up into Matt Haas. And there's nowhere for Emmanuel Hartnett to go, and oh man, he just T-bones the 78. And oh boy, Matt Haas actually flipped upside down. Over once, back down on all 4 wheels. Boy. And then Michael Norman, he has Lyndon Wright to his right, cannot get low enough, get far enough right to avoid Emmanuel Hartnett, and just clobbers him. Boy. And that's one of the tougher sections of the course too, because you got not a whole lot of space, and you got walls there, and when cars are blocking the racetrack, it's very difficult to maneuver your way through, and I think that's what happened right there to the 3 of Michael Norman. Man, so that puts us under the caution for the 3rd time here tonight. Looks like we're going to have more drivers behind the wall as well, including a couple of former winners this season, Matt Haas and Emmanuel Hartnett. Well, the strategy games continue here tonight at Gravity City Industrial Zone. Tim Walsh has yet to hit pit road, and he is the race leader. He stayed out. Everybody else, whether they pitted under the last caution or not, came to pit road. So Tim Walsh inherits the race lead. I don't know if maybe Tim Walsh might have pitted under our first caution or not. I don't think so, though. I don't think he could have gained this much track position as a result of that. I think he was up inside the top 10 for most of this race, so I don't think that car has yet come to the attention of his crew. Which means that with all the laps he's been able to clutch under, he's been able to make it so far about 10 laps on 1 tank of fuel. And the strategy definitely playing out here. Look who's going to line up second. Cole Baker. Joseph Srigley will line up third. Fourth will be Blaine Keys. Fifth place, Cody Lamas. Sixth, Jessica Shelton. Seventh, will be Benjamin Miles. Galligan drops all the way back to 8th. Keith Batson will restart 9th, and Chris Dodd will restart inside of the top 10 in the 10th position. You can see the lights are out atop the pace car, so we will go green when we get around here to the start-finish line. Drivers out of the race after that incident, the 3 that we pretty much would suspect: Matt Haas, Emmanuel Hartnett, Michael Norman out of the race. So now we have 7 drivers who have retired, and Tim Walsh is coming to pit road, which means the lead is inherited now by Cole Baker, who will come down and receive the green flag. We're back under green flag conditions on lap 11. So Tim Walsh stayed out, got the bonus point for leading a lap, and now comes to pit road at the drop of the green flag for the restart. And some drivers had not quite caught up, and it's definitely spread the field out. We might be under caution again, actually. Did anybody wreck? No, I guess nobody did wreck. No, we're not under caution. Just a really staggered start. A lot of people not able to get lined up before we went green. So Cole Baker looking for back-to-back victories here in the Hersheys Cup Series. He is currently showing the way. Blaine Keys right now in the 2nd position. Blaine Keys actually is a former road course winner back in season 1 of the Hersheys Cup Series. He ended up winning at Yas Marina Circuit, which was a nighttime road course. At that time, though, he was driving the 48 car. Speaking of the 48, 48's in a battle right now for 3rd place with the 24 of Joseph Srigley, and he will clear for that position. So Cody Lamas, who led a good portion of the early part of this race, has now fought his way up into the 3rd spot, bypassing Srigley. His teammate Miles there in 5th, and Sean Galligan right now solidly in 6th. Got a good battle for 7th right now going on. Jessica Shelton, Keith Batson, and Daniel Voiles in this mix. Chris Dodd could also get into the mix here as well. Wow, Voiles moving Shelton up the racetrack there. Shelton's not only going to lose a spot to Voiles and drop back to 9th, may lose 10th, or make that 9th place drop back to 9th. She may lose that spot to Chris Dodd. How about Kyle Matthews right now in the 11th spot, having a solid outing? And then you got John Arndt. They're running in 11th and 12th right now. Trying to reel in the top 10 is Joseph Srigley battling with Sean Galligan. And we got a battle for the lead. Blaine Keys has caught up to Cole Baker. Little bit of contact right there between the 18 and the 8. That's allowing Cody Lamas to reel in these 2. Keys drives it in hard through this corner. Baker gets the wall just the least little bit. Tries to battle back again here in the right-hander, and they are going to be dead even. A little bit of a scuff on the wall for Blaine Keys. As these 2 continue to battle hard for the race lead, we are just past halfway through the final corners here. Keys trying to take the advantage. I believe he has the preferred line in this turn. Well, whether he had it or not, he's going to swoop around Cole Baker and move Blaine Keys to the race lead. Cody Lamas, I believe, got the wall just a couple turns ago. He was in a battle with Sean Galligan for 3rd, and now he falls back into the clutches of Joseph Srigley for 4th, but the caution flag will save him. We're under caution for the 4th time, and it looks like we had an incident heading into turn number 1 to put us under this yellow flag. So now I would assume all drivers are able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. They would not have to pit. Then again, we've never been at this track before. But it looks like somebody got into somebody else, and there was an incident in turn 1 that put us under this, our 4th caution of the evening. So back at a replay of what it was. Blaine Keys is the current race leader under this, our 4th yellow flag at Gravity City. And it involved the slower damaged car of Matt McIntyre, who was holding up Dallas McIntosh, Joshua Sekuli, Dylan Poteet, and they forced the issue 3 wide into turn 1. And there's just no room to be able to do that. It's a heavy braking zone, and Matt McIntyre is the one that pays the price as his car backs hard into the outside wall. And there you can see smoke erupting from underneath that race car. And I said before, I'll say it again, those are not safer barriers. When the car hits, It is heavy-duty impact. And that may take Matt McIntyre out of this race. Easy for me to say. That was also a big break for Tim Walsh. You just saw him pass by there, and this now puts him about, I would say, a good 3-4 laps to the good on fuel over everybody else. This may have been the caution he was looking for, but it's a caution nonetheless. Matt McIntyre putting us under yellow for the 4th time here tonight. And the strategy is on again here under this caution. Blaine Keys and a number of others have come down pit road at the 1 to go signal, but a number of drivers again decide to stay out. Benjamin Miles was the first driver to roll the dice under our first caution. He decided to stay out, and he will stay out here under our 4th caution and inherit the race lead. Daniel Voiles lines up in 2nd. How about Daniel Gilbert making his rookie debut tonight? He's now up to 3rd, rolling the dice here. Joshua Michaels will restart in 4th. 5th would be Zachary Fitzwater. 6th place Jay Jefferson. 7th now would be Tim Walsh after he decides not to pit. 8th Cat Tellier. 9th Zach Flickinger. And James Richardson would complete the top 10. 11th place Leon Alvarez. Those drivers did not pit. Blaine Keys comes out. He'll restart in 12th. 13th would be Cody Lamas. 14th, Jessica Shelton. 15th, Sean Gallagher. And the rest of your top 20, Cole Baker, Chris Dodd, Kyle Matthews, Keith Batson, and Levi McIntyre. So this should be very interesting. Oh, and apparently Blaine Keys came off pit road ahead of Richardson and Alvarez. So he would actually restart in the 10th position. So this should be a very interesting restart. Let's see if anybody out of the race after that incident. And yes, Matt McIntyre out of the race. Also, Dylan Poteet has retired from the race. A gearbox issue for the 31. So 33 cars still running. All 33 still on the lead lap. We've worked our 4th caution of the evening. We are past the halfway point. When we get the green flag, there will be 9 laps remaining. Would be nice if those last remaining 9 laps could finish under green, but with all the damaged cars we've got starting ahead of drivers that we know are up to speed, I'm predicting a very early caution, more than likely on this lap, unless some way, somehow, the faster cars are able to get around the damaged machines very quickly and very efficiently. Green flag, back out once again. Benjamin Miles gets a good jump on Daniel Voiles. And Daniel Gilbert right there in the thick of it. Oh, things very congested back there. That was Anthony McCrory I saw back there, top right of the screen. He got sent down towards the inside wall, but I think he saved it. Oh, look at this up here with Jessica Shelton, Cody Lamas, James Richardson. They are rubbing doors. Somehow get through it as they got around the slower car, the damaged machine of James Richardson, and they're going to go 3 wide again, putting Cat Tellier in the middle, still bouncing off each other. Oh, can they get through this corner? Cody Lamas losing a lot of ground as a result. Look at Cole Baker forging up the inside line. He's making some moves there, making them work. Trouble up ahead! Joshua Michaels, Tim Walsh get together, but they hang on to it, and they're 3 wide again. Battle is on for the race lead. Daniel Voiles has gotten to the outside. Trouble! Tim Walsh, Jay Jefferson, they're around. Walsh is spun. Leon Alvarez spins as well. Flickinger gets the wall. Caution will wave. Walsh spun. Cat Tellier's got damage. As we move back up to the front, and we have ourselves we did have a new race leader. Now we do again. Daniel Gilbert has now gotten around for the race lead. As coming to our 5th caution, the rookie Daniel Gilbert in his debut race is now leading with 8 laps to go. Wow. That was crazy. I'm shocked they didn't wreck any sooner than they did. That was amazing racing right there. 3 wide situations in several portions of the field, and somehow they kept it together. But Daniel Gilbert trying to pick up Michael Norman Motorsports' first win of the season in his debut race. Can he close the deal? We've basically saw what happened live, but we will go back and quickly look at a replay of the incident. Tim Walsh trying pit strategy. Looked like it was going to work, but gets involved in that wreck right there. Collected with Zach Flickinger and a couple of others. Let's take a look and see that wreck in depth. Now, it's kind of hard to be able to get some good camera angles here, but I think this is the best one we can get for this replay. We had already had Tim Walsh and Joshua Michaels get into each other a couple of turns earlier, and that's what put this three-wide situation in play. And Jay Jefferson just trying to move up to get a good entry into the upcoming right-hander. Flickinger is there, and that forces Flickinger up into Tim Walsh. Thought maybe they might be able to save it, might be able to get the cars righted, but right there you see the 15 car snap loose. Right in front of Flickinger. This was right up close to the front of the field, too. That was actually a battle, I believe, for the 5th position. And Walsh goes down, and then I think Leon Alvarez right there. I don't know if he got some help from behind from Jessica Shelton or if he just ran into the back of Flickinger. But his car spins around, and Flickinger goes up and gets the wall as well. And is everybody able to avoid Alvarez? I think the 35 actually hits him. Cat Tellier right there runs straight into the back of Leon Alvarez. That was right in front of Cody Lamas as well. Boy. That was right under the tunnel there too. Wow, I can't believe they were able to make it that long without wrecking, but you kind of felt it was going to happen. And it unfortunately did. So that's what put us under the caution. Tim Walsh trying strategy. It almost would have worked for him, I think. But unfortunately gets involved in an incident here after getting held up by some slower damaged cars. So we're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. This time we go green. We will have a total of 6 laps to go. Only drivers to hit pit road this time included Benjamin Miles, Kyle Matthews. Leon Alvarez was on pit road, obviously to repair damage on his machine, but pretty much just Miles and Matthews were the two main cars up in the lead area that decided to pit. Daniel Gilbert stayed out. So did Daniel Voiles. Zachary Fitzwater up there in 3rd. What a comeback race this has been for him. Blaine Keys will be 4th. Joshua Michaels 5th. Jay Jefferson still up there in the 6th spot. Richardson is in 7th. Shelton is in 8th. 9th place would be Flickinger, and Cole Baker would complete the top 10. After that incident, I don't know if we have anybody out of the race or not. Let's look and see. And yes, Kat Tellier has taken her car behind the wall after she had some pretty heavy impact running into the back of the spinning Leon Alvarez. So, getting ready to go back green. We have worked 5 cautions. It'll be 6 to go when they hit the line. Daniel Gilbert looking for the first win of his career in his first start, trying to pull a Tripentacchio Vernio from M&M Season 2. Green flag, back out. Voiles got a good jump there at the start. He may get to the inside line here into 1. He does. Blaine Keys right there as well, going for 3rd off of Zachary Fitzwater. Contact back there. Brandon Gonzalez nearly spun it, but he hangs on to it. We're still green. Side by side still. Daniel Voiles looking for his first Hersheys Cup Series win of his career. He's raced 3 seasons. No wins. Still side by side, and Gilbert will clear for the race lead. Now Fitzwater and Voiles battle side by side for 2nd. Voiles not done yet. Back to the inside on Daniel Gilbert as Fitzwater gets the wall. Drops back now to 5th. Don't count out the pole sitter Blaine Keys. He's right there still in the mix. Joshua Michaels trying to pick up his first win since Pocono Season 1. Gilbert, though, out in front. Had to start this race at the rear of the field because he was a go-home non-chartered car that qualified into this race. Now, after pit strategy, he's showing the way. Don't know if we're still under green or not. Gonna quickly see. Yes, we are. The pace car. No lights on. Still green flag racing. Top 5 have broken away. Gilbert, Voiles, Keys, Michaels, Fitzwater. That's the top 5. Coming to the line. It will be 5 laps to go. here at Gravity City. And we might be under caution now. We are. Caution flag coming out for the 6th time here tonight. Pace car picking up the field. And now this could set us up for a very, very interesting restart the next time around. Cole Baker is the reason for this caution. He was running inside of the top 10. Our winner from last week at Talladega. And now we are going to actually stick real quickly here with the leaders. They are coming into the second half of the course and see if anybody has to pit. Or will they risk it and stay out? Daniel Gilbert, the rookie stripes on his rear bumper. No indication of what he has proven here tonight. Showing the way, potentially in line to picking up his first win in his first start of his Hersheys Cup Series career. But the question is, does he have enough fuel to get to the end? And does he have enough skill to hold off the hungry drivers behind him? Let's see if Gilbert, Voiles, Keys, Michaels, Fitzwater, will any of them be coming to pit road? Here they come through this section. Pit road entrance is just after this turn. And no, they are not coming to pit road. They are going to risk it and stay out. So we will now look back at the Cole Baker incident, and we'll come back here for the green flag in just a moment. Now, Cole Baker was battling hard for positions, had made some very daring moves under the last green flag run right here, battling with Jessica Shelton. Gets into Shelton's right rear. That hurts his exit off the corner up ahead. James Richardson and Jay Jefferson getting together, and Jefferson's car spins right up in front of Cole Baker. Baker with absolutely nowhere to go. Zach Flickinger also, I believe, got a piece of that incident. So Baker involved in an incident that wasn't of his doing, and Jefferson as well, getting some pretty significant contact from that hit as well. So tough break for a couple of drivers right there who were en route to maybe top 10 runs in tonight's race. We also had another incident take place not too long after, 3 wide here between James Qualls, Keith Batson, and Joseph Srigley. All these drivers kind of held up because of the slower car of Jay Jefferson, and right there you just see kind of Keith Batson moves up and kind of squeezed Srigley into the wall. Trent Dunham gets a piece of the incident right there. And I believe Charles Sanford is going to take a shot right here, right there, into the right front of Joseph Srigley's car. And then it's kind of hard to see after that with a camera angle. Well, kind of get to see a little bit there. Benjamin Miles had to slow up to avoid. So did Dallas McIntosh, John Arndt. And Jake Baskinger got some damage from that too, our Bristol Dirt winner. Nobody seems to be safe here. Nobody at all. Lights are out atop the pace car. Here we go. It'll be 3 laps remaining. This should be interesting. I believe if the caution came out on this lap, we would have a 1-lap shootout, I think. The race could potentially, though, end under caution. I'm hoping, though, these drivers will not have that happen, and we can race these final 3 laps under green flag conditions. Daniel Gilbert trying to pick up his first win in his first start of his Hersheys Cup Series career. Daniel Voiles trying to pick up his first win in 3 years of his career. Blaine Keys trying to pick up his first win since Season 1, Yas Marina Circuit. Joshua Michaels trying to pick up his first win since Season 1, Pocono. A lot of these drivers with a long winless streak up at the front. Green flag is out. 3 laps to go. We've got Jessica Shelton making some early moves there as she's going to move by Zachary Fitzwater. That is for the 5th position. Strongest car right now, I would say, would maybe be third place Blaine Keys. We'll see what he can do. Cody Lamas back there trying to pick up some spots early, in case this thing does go green to the end. Gilbert shows the way. Voiles in second. Keys in third. Michaels in fourth. A question of whether they'd have to pit in the closing stages could be a factor. Daniel Gilbert driving like a veteran. Those rookie stripes on the back aren't doing him justice with what he's being able to do here tonight at a track that nobody has raced at yet before. So far, I believe we are still green. Oh, trouble there for Leon Alvarez as he runs off the race course. And we are under caution. We are under yellow. We're under the yellow flag. This race may be ending under the caution. Daniel Gilbert showing the way by about 4 car lengths over Daniel Voiles, coming down to the line. 2 to go, and the caution flag is waving. Like a long spin down into turn 1 with whomever it was that brought out this yellow flag. And this is very interesting now. I can only assume, well, there's one of the cars that I believe spun. Jay Jefferson. Sean Galligan coming to pit road. Carson Scott is also on the pit lane. Galligan was looking for a good points day. Was inside the top 10, I believe, and now, boy, remember we said he comes in not too far ahead of 30th in points. This was not what he needed in the closing stages here. Leon Alvarez, what's been a struggling evening for him all night long, is looks like maybe going to come to an end. And Daniel Gilbert's on pit road, so is Voiles. This is going to be interesting. Oh no, wait, my mistake. That's not even pit road. My bad. I apologize for that. I thought they were on pit road. So the leaders still have to catch up to the pace car. Galligan's coming off pit road, but it's not going to be a good points night for him, that's for sure. Gilbert is... Oh, but Gilbert is coming to pit road! And this is coming to the white flag, and Blaine Keys stayed out! Everybody else is pitting. Shelton stays out. Llama stays out. This is the white flag, so... Believe it or not, I kind of predicted the future and didn't even realize it. And Gilbert gives up the lead. Blaine Keys is now the new race leader. Shelton is in second. Lamas is in third. Everybody else came to pit road. Gilbert just now leaving pit road. He would leave in fourth. Or would he? McCrory might actually be up to fourth. I don't know where anybody scored right now, to be honest, except for the top 3. The top 3 I know for certain are Keys, Shelton, and Lamas. And Galligan, right there, I believe he's now a lap down. Keys still has to catch up to the pace car. But Blaine Keys, the pole sitter, has now, due to strategy, worked his way back up to the lead, and he may win this thing if he doesn't have to pit. Can Keys make it around to the start-finish line? Keep in mind, he's actually having to use up fuel to catch up to the pace car right now instead of being able to have the luxury of coasting. Shelton there, Cody Lamas right there as well. Pace car still quite a ways up there. He's just now coming to the start-finish line. Keys hasn't caught up to him yet. But does Blaine Keys have enough fuel to make it? Apparently he does. He will come down the front straightaway, just barely catching up to the pace car. And Blaine Keys will pick up his second win of his Hersheys Cup Series career. First of the season, he wins in an amazing pit strategy race here at Gravity City. Wow. Who's even going to get fourth? I think it is going to be McCrory. McCrory, I think, is going to get 4th. Sekuli's going to get 5th. Voiles will get 6th. 7th, Lyndon Wright. Where did he come from? 8th place is going to be Chris Dodd. Michaels will finish in 9th, and Joseph Srigley will complete the top 10. Boy, the pit strategy didn't just cycle out the front of the field, but all the way back through our top 10. And Blaine Keys picks up his 2nd win of his Hersheys Cup Series career. It's his 2nd win at a road course as well, and he goes coast to coast. Starts on the pole and will win the race. And he's running pretty well in the point standings too, so you got to wonder if this puts Blaine Keys in a potential chance for making his 2nd career chase for the championship. He was a former chaser back in Season 1. Lights are out atop the pace car, which means that the standings are official. And there they are. Keys with the win, Shelton in 2nd, Lamas in 3rd. Let's be perfectly honest, those were 3 of the strongest cars of the evening anyway, and they finished top 3. McCrory, comeback finish for him, and Joshua Sekuli. Sekuli got involved, I believe, in the first incident of the evening and gets a top 5, and I believe Blaine Keys has just run out of fuel. I think Keys just ran out of fuel. I think Shelton and Lamas all just ran out of fuel. So they were close on running out, and they just barely made it. Daniel Voiles, strong run for him in 6th. Lyndon Wright, rookie of the race, came from the back up to the top 10 to finish 7th. Chris Dodd getting back into championship form as he finishes 8th. Joshua Michaels 9th, and Srigley finishes 10th. And then the rest of your top 15 were Fitzwater, McIntyre. We didn't talk about Levi McIntyre hardly at all tonight, and he gets a 12th place. Flickinger 13th, McIntosh 14th, and Miles will finish the night out in 15th. Cole Baker, despite having the damage from that late caution, same for Charles Sanford. They get 16th and 17th. Brandon Gonzalez 18th, 19th for John Art, and James Qualls, making his first start of the season, will finish in the 20th position. As you look on down through the remainder, Daniel Gilbert actually finished out of the race, and he was leading in the closing stages of this event. Galligan will finish 28th, 2 laps down. This is not good for Galligan. I don't know if this is going to drop him into the out of the top 30 or not, but boy, he was looking to have a good run, got involved in that late caution, and he's going to finish off the lead lap in 28th. And then all these drivers finished out of the race, including Daniel Gilbert, Leon Alvarez, Jay Jefferson, James Richardson, Kyle Matthews, Kat Tellier, Dylan Pote, Matt McIntyre, Matt Haas, Emmanuel Hartnett, Michael Norman, JT Bryant, Dylan Young, Nathan Hudson, and Garrett Sidner. It looks like just about everybody ran out of fuel. Everybody had to teleport to pit road. Blaine Keys trying to milk it to his pit stall. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it or not. But I'm sure his crew will be glad to push him to victory lane as he takes the checkered flag here tonight at Gravity City Industrial Zone. Pretty good racing. We did spend quite a number of laps under the caution, but a good fuel strategy race. And we had some good green flag racing there too. Some pretty high octane action, some 3 wide. They were able to hold it. So questionable on whether this track would come back next season or not, but not a bad debut race nonetheless here in the Hersheys Cup Series. Next week, Almond Joy Series takes an off week, and we will then have race number 11 only of the Hersheys Cup Series next weekend. So hope you'll tune in for that. Thank you all so much for tuning into tonight's race. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to Compartment to Crew today. Here are your rookie points as well as your overall points heading into next week as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. Good night from Gravity City.